Yeah. Good morning. We'll start with the lab session. In a last class, we had started already, and we have discussed the program number 3, which is an LAN program, and we have seen how to implement a LAN network in NS2, taking a command of make LAN, make hyphen LAN. So $NS in our object simulation, that is NS. So make LAN, and we have told we have already created some nodes. That is 7 nodes which we have created from N0 to N6. All nodes we have taken together within quotes, and we have told you taking these nodes you make a LAN of 100 Mbps and 1 millisecond delay, and LL that is a queue slash queue type is a drop tile queue, and then we have told MAC slash 802_3 that is which protocol we are using it on a MAC layer, that is for Ethernet 802_3 is a protocol which usually we are using. And coming to the next thing is that the PHY physical path is that is wired means it's a PHY wired network which we are going to use. That line we have that I told that for a LAN program, that is a very important line. Everyone should know that. If you know that particular line, definitely you can do the program using NSG graphical user interface. It will become a very easy. Where connections will not be there, and then you will create it. I told you, if you want, you can see in a YouTube channel that particular program explanation. Now coming to the next particular program, that is a fourth program. Now fourth program is telling about like this, that is write a TCL script to simulate working of multicasting routing protocol and analyze the throughput of the network. What do you mean by this multicast routing? See, whatever programs we have designed so far and whatever programs we have discussed so far is about only a unicasting. What is a unicasting means? Single source and single destination will be there. So from this source to this destination, how you are going to reach, via how many nodes you are going to reach and all. So that will be taken into the consideration, and from that particular source to that particular destination, the packet will be moved. That is a unicasting. What is a multicasting? Multicasting is like this. I'll tell you, single source will be there and multiple destinations will be there. So at one time, how a single source will send a packets to the multiple destinations, or multiple sources can be sent a packet to the single destination. So many to many or single to many or many to single. So this sequence is called as a multicasting. That is n number of senders and n number of receivers will be there. So how a packet can be sent to means multiple destinations. So that we are going to take as an example here, and we will show a one single source will be there, and from that source the two other destinations we will take. Let N0 be the source and N1 and N2 be the destinations. So to this particular destinations, how it will be keep on going. So how a multicast will be keep on doing, how a node will participate in a group. So that is very much important here. What are the new terms you should know while doing an NS2 program for this multicasting is like this. You have to use first the multicasting routing protocol. So default routing protocol will be there. That is a distance vector, as we have discussed. RIP protocol or a link state protocol will be there, which will be useful. Means default it will be using. No need to specify a separate protocol there. But here, when you want a multicasting, you have to specify that a multicasting should be on in your simulation, and you have to use a multicast routing protocol rather than the ordinary protocol. You have to tell your simulator that I am not using a default protocol, I am using so and so protocol. After using so and so protocol, then you have to tell how this protocol will work and how this protocol will be taken into the consideration. That means there is a change in a regular program what you are doing for a unicasting, there will be a change for a multicasting here. So your NSG will not support this particular type of an program here. Means this type of particular program, this is the only program which the student should do on his own. Means everything the student has to type from the scratch and they have to do. You can use NSG for some basic things if you want. You can use, that is finish function and two header, two output files what it will be created, and ending time. For that and all you can use, not an issues. Later on you have to insert some particular code which is related to the multicasting. The related code of a multicasting will not be supported by the NSG. That you have to keep in your mind. So I think now you have understood what is a multicast routing first of all. So multicast routing is like that. There will be a single source and many destinations will be there. The packet has to move from one source to the many destinations. So in this considerations, how a participation of the nodes or systems will be there, that we are going to see in a fourth program. Now we will go to the VMware and first we'll see the problem. Later on we'll step into the things. Share the window. Yeah, right. Right. Now we are here. I'll go to the manual. Right. Now you can see this particular program here. So yeah, this is a program which we have to do now. Yeah. Now you can see this particular program statement. First we'll see. Write a TCL script to simulate working of multicasting. Underline that. Multicasting routing protocol and analyze the throughput of the network. Oh, this is important. So added thing is there, that is analyze, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I think now you can see everyone, right? So now write a TCL script to and analyze the throughput of the network. Now coming to the next point, after simulation, you have to analyze the throughput of the network. What do you mean by throughput of the network? That is how means at that particular time from source to destination, what is the time required to send a packet? Means how much the packet means how much data has been transferred from source to destination at particular time. So average of throughput if you take, that is from this starting time to this ending time. So what is the packet, means what is the data it has been transferred from every unit of the time. So summation of that particular data divided by overall time whatever it has been taken, that is called as an throughput. As I told you that throughput is like this. For example, I'll tell you 100 Mbps my bandwidth is there, and there is no rule like that always I should use an 100 Mbps. It's quite impossible. So what happens, for example, assume at one particular clock time or a unit of a time 80 Mbps has been used and the next 85 Mbps has been used, and sending a next packet, assume for example I'll tell you some 75 Mbps has been used due to congestion, next 65 Mbps, next 80 Mbps. Now here there is a very usage of the bandwidth of 100 Mbps. Then what we will do, if I ask you a question, what is the average bandwidth you have utilized? Then summation of all these bandwidths, correct? Summation of all these bandwidths and divided by what is the time taken, means from this to this each second will take. For example, assume 0 second to 25 seconds it has been done. So then 25 seconds divided by 25 seconds. Then automatically we will get an average throughput. So we will take per second the average throughput is so and so, means we are utilizing average this 100 Mbps bandwidth like this. If throughput is more, your utilization is very good and your performance of a network is very good. If it is not means if it is less, then automatically your network performance is less. So that is called as a throughput here. So that you have to keep in your mind. Now this is the entire problem. Now, as usual, we'll go with the NSG. Whatever possible things in a NSG, we'll do that, and later on we'll step into the other things. Now, according to my knowledge, we'll take some one particular node, let it be N0, and two destinations I will take, let it be N1 and N2 here. So one source and two destinations we have to take, and the links should be there, means links always must be there. We have to, sorry, we have to create a links also. Coming to the links here. So yes, duplex links you have to take, drop tail queue is okay, and 100 Mbps whatever is there for a bandwidth which you can reduce. So I will take for example 5 Mbps, let it be 5 Mbps, and propagation delay 10 milliseconds, and 50 whatever is a queue capacity I will reduce to 20. Now what I will do, N0 to N1. Are you getting? N0 to N1. Now observe carefully, same bandwidth whatever is there I want, but again from N0 to N2. N1 doesn't know that there is a N2 here in a topology. Very clearly I am telling. Why? Because N1 is not at all relatedly connected to the N2. N0 only knows that there are two nodes which has been connected to it, that is N1 and N2, and here from N0 to N1 we have connected, and from N0 to N2 we have connected. So that we have to keep in your mind. So these are individual connections will be there. Now coming to the agent. We want an agent, we'll go with the agent. So that is, we'll take a UDP agent. Here always for a multicasting, UDP is good. You go for an UDP agent. Here don't worry about a packet size now. So I will take a UDP agent. Just I'm going to drag this UDP agent. Click here. Then we'll go with an application agent. Right now, as I told you that UDP is an means UDP is a traffic agent means, or a transport agent means, then automatically CBR will be an application agent. So start time of that particular thing, whatever is there, let it be from 0.0, and whatever end time is there, I will make it as a 24.5 for an sake. So next what I will do, the packet rate, as I told you that the packet size will always be set in a UDP traffic at the application level, that is CBR level. For a TCP connection, the packet size will be set at TCP. That is the difference you should know. So that's a 500, and rate 1 let it be, and 0.005. So it's an interval between packets, let it be, not an issue. Now what you have to do, you have to click here and you have to drag this and you have to do the things. Now you can ask me the question, sir, okay, you made at the source you made the traffic agent, and this at the destination also we should make. If UDP is there, then I should create a null here, correct? No, that is to be done for unicasting. But for multicasting, it shouldn't be done. For multicasting, it should be in a loss monitor. And a group of a nodes allocation should be done. So these are the different steps or instructions which should be taken into the considerations that will be not possible in NSG. Therefore, we'll add it out, not an issue. That's why I'm not declaring destination still. I am declared only the source. For a source, I have added the transport layer level protocol, that is a UDP, and application agent CBR I have added. Coming to the next, that is the total simulation time. I will take it for 25, and the output of this, I'll name it as we know that prog 4, and again here. Yeah, proc4 of NAM file. Two output files we had declared. Now done. Now generate a TCL script. Why I'm doing this from scratch, doing again, it will be a problem. That's why whatever available things is there in NSG that we are using. Later on, we'll add up the multicasting things. So generate a TCL script. Now, save this. So I will take the name as program4.tcl. Save this. Now you, as usual, you close this ns g 2.1 version. Next, I will go to the terminal, then gedit. What I to do, program4.tcl. Enter. Now observe what are the changes you have to do with that program, means multicasting and this. The first step is there. For your simulator, you have to tell your multicasting is on. That is very much important. Now we'll go back to the original program and you can see here, utilize here, and you can see here, the very important point is after a simulator, option multicast on. So this is very much needed there. So go back to the program, yeah, and come to the simulator here, right? So simulator, control V. What is this? Observe each and every statement I'm telling you. So the first change in a statement, rather than a unicast, is like that. In your simulator, you have to tell multicast is on. Otherwise, it will take unicast as usual. Now, unicast will not be taken. It will take only multicast. Coming to the next steps of the program, which you can see here. Trace file is there. A trace file, it has been created already. Means it has been taken into the considerations. NAM trace is there, okay, which has been taken already. Not on issues of that. Trace all. Now observe, this is a statement while creating a nodes. This is very much important. What is this step? That is, you have to set up a group, not node. You have to set up a group for address allocation for a multicast. I'll tell you what is this particular statement and how that particular statement will be useful. Where it will come? While before creating a 3 nodes, this will come into picture. Now observe carefully this particular statement. Set group node alloc address. Allocate a multicast address. What do you mean by this? In a multicasting, always a nodes will contribute in a groups. Best example, I'll tell you. What do you mean by groups here? For example, we'll take one particular example. There will be from Bangalore, BMSIT, I should go to Hyderabad. For a sec, just take as an example. While going to Hyderabad, for me, there are several destinations where I should drop the packets and I will go, right? Then coming to Mysore, I will go. Now observe carefully. Now BMSIT is there here as a node 0, and from there it will go with other nodes. That is, assume some Anantapur and some other places you take. Anantapur will be there, Kurnool will be there, and then Hyderabad. Okay, Anantapur and Kurnool are the nodes which is contributing in between from Yelahanka to Hyderabad. Okay, coming to this side. From BMSIT again Yelahanka, we should move to Mysore side. So for that, I will take some places like Mandya. Mandya we will take, correct, and Madduru, Mandya, Srirangapatna, Mysore. Assume these are the between nodes which are there between Yelahanka and Mysore. So why a group is needed? I will tell you. The group of constitutions between the packets moving from Yelahanka to Hyderabad are in a similar path. That is, if multiple destinations are there here, to distributing of packets will become very easy. So I will take a multiple destinations. For example, assume I will take Mandya and I will take Anantapur. It's not possible. Why it's not possible? Anantapur is that side, means Anantapur is this side and Mandya is that side. So Mandya is well good if you go in a Mysore route. So when multi destinations you want to fix means you will fix a multi destinations according to the way how the topology is there, the path is there. So like that we will contribute, we will make a groups of nodes in one particular path. There you can choose a multiple destinations which you are sending. Like that, for any multicast routing, there must be a group. So to create this particular group, how we are going to create a group in a NS2, that is set group node allocate ADDR means allocate address for a group. Now all these three nodes will come and sit in this particular group and it will form a multicast address. Now we'll see that. Now come to the next statements, means change of statements. Now as usual, node 0 is created, node 1, node 2 is created. Yeah, we know already. And then this we have created already, that is node 0 to node 1 we have done, and node 0 to node 2 we have done already. Now observe carefully, this is a change which you have to implement. What is this? And you have to tell very clearly that distance vector multicast protocol you are going to use, not ordinary distance vector protocol you are using. And you have to define this set M proto. That is, what do you mean by M proto? That is multicast routing protocol you are setting to DM. That is distance vector multicast routing. Then set multicast route handling. How you are going to handle that? You are going to handle based on the whatever the protocol you are using. Based on that you are handling that particular multicast protocol. Now observe carefully, these two statements must be added in your program after the links. Now come back here. Now we'll go to the links. Yeah, we know the links, it has been created already, right? So orientation also will take with the links only. Now Control V. Observe the statements now what I have inserted here. So after a links which has been established, we are telling that after links establishment, we are telling that don't use ordinary distance vector, set M proto. M proto is an object, it's a variable just. DM is a class now. So what is this DM? Distance vector multicasting protocol. So multicast protocol has been configured to M proto. Now coming to next, that is set multicast routing protocol. How to handle that? There's a variable here. For that we are creating object. All nodes will contain multicast protocol agents. So how you are going to define this in $ns? So the multicast routing protocol we are using is DM. So for all the agents, means whatever nodes which we have created, for all the nodes we are defining DM. So DM has been defined through M proto. So M proto we have taken, but MRT proto is different. Don't get confusion. M proto is just a name. MRT proto is a command. What is MRT proto? Multicast routing protocol. So in my $NS simulation, multicast routing protocol is M proto. M proto I defined here. That is DM. That's it. So now we have set that to the object or on a variable called as MRT handle. This I will use in later stages. Now again we'll go back to the manual and you can see now how the next things will go. Now you can see here next, as usual, a UDP is created, which we have created already using an NSG, and attachment also we have did, and coming to the source we have taken CBR traffic, so that also has been attached, and UDP set the destination. Now this is important things which we should add. Now what do you mean by this? Now observe carefully the source, whatever a traffic agent is there, we had created the traffic agent, am I right? And we have attached that traffic agent to node 0, done. And we have created a source agent, that is CBR, and that CBR has been attached to UDP. That things we have did in a NSGO always. But in a UDP, what you have to do, there will be some reserve variables which will be meant for multicasting, that you should make it on. How you should make it on? See, in that UDP set destination address as a group, not individual. Now destination address, we should make it as a dollar group. Now I'll tell you, you take these statements and I will show you where is a group also back here. Now see, go back to the program, yeah, come back there. Now you go to the agent which we have created already, yeah, 24. Start time is there, don't worry about that. Start time and last time we'll go later. Yeah, come back here, control V. CBR, set CBR. Where is UDP, pa? Where is UDP? UDP is not there, no? Where is UDP? We have created UDP, right? CBR is there. Set up CBR application over UDP. Done. CBR zero. Dollar UDP 0. Where is UDP? See, this sometimes it will miss like this. You must be very careful here. Now you create, not an issues. So how you can create it, just as usual. So you go here and you check this. This is an UDP connection. Set. That's it. This is this two statements. You take, that's it. Control C. Actually, it should be there in NSG. It will come, but somewhat it missed somewhere. Okay, set UDP, but here you are using as an UDP 0 because of same name should be there. Don't forget that. That's important. Yeah. Now set UDP 0. Observe carefully. Set UDP 0 as a new agent UDP. Then $ns attach agent $node 0. We are attaching to node 0. But what actually here they have taken here, $n0, the name which you have taken is n0. So that is also, be careful. So that also you have to take into the considerations. So n0 you take and UDP 0. Do the things. It's correct now. Now UDP is there here, CBR is there here. In a UDP, we are setting some variables. If you want, if you are getting confusion, sir, I will shift this to above. Not an issues. You can shift this. Don't get confusion. So agents definition only it will come. Now you can put here also. Not an issues. It's not a big issue. So what you are doing here, you attached UDP to N0 and then later on whatever the variables are there in a UDP class, that a class and all for color we will set, no, you remember that like that, whatever a class underscore is there, like that same variables will be there, that is destination underscore address. Destination address, here we are not taking individually, and underscore indicates reserved variables, that is dollar group. Now where is this dollar group? You go here above, back here, yeah, observe here we are set group node alloc address. Now group is here, correct? No, now what we are doing here is, in a UDP, we are telling UDP that through this variable, we are telling UDP that the nodes are, the destination are not single destination, the destination are in a groups. So that intimation should be given to UDP, transport protocol. It must know it is not in a single destination. The process will start to the multi destinations. Because of that, here this variable, reserved variable, dist underscore address, reserved variable should be set to the group of nodes. Next, set port. Let it be port default. It will be 0. You are going to set it as a 0 only. This change you have to do always. Now, okay, the agents are there here. What about the destination agents, which you have not created in NSG? Keep in your mind. So, how to create that particular agency? You know that when UDP will be there at a source at destinations, it must be a null. Same thing. Set null 0 as a new agent bar null will do in a unicast. But in a multicasting, it will the agent, the destination agent will not be a null. It will be a loss monitor. Why loss monitor agent will be there? The loss monitor agent should manage whether the participation of that node in a group is there or not. To monitor that, we are using a loss monitor agent instead of a null agent. Now back here, instead of typing, just I'm to minimize the time, I'm using this method. That's it. Now observe here. So we are taking a receiver and we are going with this particular receiver. Just I'll take overall. Right. Come over here. So I'll come here agents only, right? Now, according to me, observe carefully what I am going to do now. Yes. Destinations I'm setting, very simple. First destination. Let's set receiver, according to me, receiver 1 if you want to do, you can do it, not an issue. Receiver 1. Okay, receiver 1 new agent slash instead of null loss monitor L capital letter M capital letter. You have to insert this by manually. NSG will not support this. Keep in your mind. That's why I'm repeatedly telling this. Instead of null, you must have this loss monitor. Then $ms agent, you attach that to the node. Which node you have to attach? We know the destination is N1 and N2. So N1 is a destination and receiver 1 is a object which we changed. Right. Now observe the below statement. It is very much important. So what is this statement? $ns at 0.3 at 0.3 means at the time 0.3 second. Observe carefully. $node1 join group. You have to join node 1 will join the group. So node 1 is not our name. So we'll remove this. We'll make it as a N1. The node N1 will join the group. Still now it's not there in a group. Now it will join the group, and the group, how it will join? It will join with a receive agent. Yeah, with the receive agent as a 1 by name. I will tell you I am a receiver, so I am joining a group. When I will join at 0.3. That means I will start receiving the packets. Who will start receiving the packets? N1 will start receiving the packets. So how N1? First N1 should join the group. N1 will tell exactly at 0.3 second. Yeah, I am a N1. I will join the group and I am a receiver 1. And with which group I will join? I will join with defined group, whatever is there in a above. Very clear, I think. Right? Coming to the next thing. So now set receiver 2, the next node for node 2. So just the object we are defining with the name RCVR2. New agent slash loss monitor, same. Attach agent now to N2 and I'll call it as receiver 2. Yeah, receiver 2. Are you getting? Now we'll call this as a receiver 2. Now, what is this receiver 2 is there? When receiver should come in and when receiver 2 should go out, some line should be there here. No, the timings has not defined. If I never define a timings like this, receiver 2 will never come to group. Means packet will never go to receiver 2. Then I should define when he will come and when he has to join a group. Who receiver 2. Receiver 1 I have told. Receiver 1 I have defined. I have connected to N1 and I have told that exactly 0.3 time N1 will join a group as a receiver 1 of so and so group. I have told already. Now coming to here, now come back to the manual and you can see the other two statements, whatever is there, which is related to the receiver 2 here. So this is there, back here, Control C, back, yeah, V. Now observe carefully this comment, let's see. Now observe this carefully. $NS at 0.3, node 2, that is N2, will come into the picture, means it will join the group as a receiver 2, it will join. Observe the next thing also. Exactly at 3.3, exactly at 3.3, the node 2 will leave the group. Will leave group. Join group is a command, leave group is a command. As a receiver 2 and it will leave the group which has been defined. That means that, what do you mean by this? From 0.3 to 3.3 only the packets will move from N0 to N2. Afterwards the N2 will come out from the group. That means it never takes the packets. It is not at all a destination. To show this, to show the multicast routing demonstration, how the nodes will come to group and how the nodes will come out of the group, to show that particular simulation or a significance, we are using these two steps. That is, exactly at 0.3, node 2 will get in and 0 means so at 3.3, the N2 is going to out. Now coming to the next thing. Now you can see here, back here with the manual. Yeah. Now we'll get down. We'll see whatever other changes are there. Now observe carefully at exactly source, means whatever is there, means UDP which we have created. According to us, it's a CBR. Here they have called it as a source. We have sources starting at 2.0 and ending at 5. They're telling that ending at 5. We are stop at 5, and it will be called means finish function is calling. Sorry. Where it gone? Just for us. Yeah, you can see here when it is called. They have taken only 5 seconds here according to the manual. So if you want, you can change in our program also, not an issues. So now when to start and when should be stopped. Come to the CBR here. I have taken 24.5 seconds. If you feel it's a huge, so you can reduce the things. I will make it as 4.5. Okay, and the end time calling yeah, 25. So I'll change this to 5. We will check it out once, not an issue. If you want, you can write. So to overall, my simulation is of 5 seconds. And now what we are going to do, we'll start the source at 0.0 and we'll end the CBR flow at 4.5. Now observe carefully here. Here, receiver 1 is coming at 0.3 and receiver 2 is also coming at 0.3, but I have started at 0.0. What do you mean by this? So without receiver, how the packets will move? Until receiver comes, no packets will has to move, according to me, even though the simulation has been started. So we'll check, not an issue of that particular thing. So now everything is done, I think. Has been done. Source stop or finish at also 10 they are finishing, right? 10. Okay, let it be. Come back. Now, according to me, I will revise once the program to you. So you can see here, the total simulation time is 5 seconds, according to us. And in a new simulator, we are telling that it's not an ordinary unicast. So multicast, we are making it as an on. Remaining two output files will be there. One is a trace file and one is a NAM file. And according to the multicast, first we should create a group, and for that we'll tell node alloc address will be there. Means one group we are going to create. For our example, we need a 3 nodes. What we are going to do, n0 to n1 one setup we are doing, and n0 to n2 another. That means n0 has to send a packets to n1 and n2. This is our intention. And then we are defining a DM as a multicast routing protocol, that is distance vector multicast routing protocol, and we are defining that routing protocol to the MRT handle. What is that? So we are telling that the multicast routing protocol has been changed, and that is called as DM. Coming to the next, we are defining a UDP, and in a UDP, we are setting a variables distance address as a group. Means UDP must know that which group is there, not a single destination, and port address will be 0. And receiver we are defining according to the loss monitor here, that we should know it's not a null, so it's a loss monitor. So then we are connecting that receiver 1 to the N1, and we are telling at 0.3 the receiver N1 will join as a receiver 1 in a simulation. Coming to next thing, the receiver 2 has also been created as a loss monitor agent, and it will be connected to N2, and we are telling that N2 will come into the group as a receiver 2 at 0.3, and it will goes out from the group as at 3.3. As a receiver 2, it will goes out, means it will stop receiving the packets. Then a CBR has been defined to the source UDP, and it has been connected to the UDP packet says everything, and it will start as 0.0, ends at 4.5, and your finish function will be called exactly at a 5. So that things is there here already. It has been defined. Now save this. Yes, save. Close this, and you start running the program. ms program. Just a minute. Yeah, program 4.tcl. Enter. So some error is there here. What is that? UDP set test, no such variable. UDP, yeah, UDP 0. Sorry, we have to make it as UDP 0. It's not a UDP. So see, this type of mistakes will come when we copy from other programs. Yeah, see, we have defined here it as an UDP 0, and I am taking here object as an UDP. UDP is a known object, right? So I should make it as 0. Now save this. Again you run. Yeah, done. Now observe the simulation here clearly. 0 to 1, one destination, 0 to 2, another destination. I'll run the program. Observe carefully. First, 2 destinations taken into group. Now see here. 0.3 started both. Until then it's not started. Observe exactly 3.3. Am I right? 3.3, the 2 should stop. That is, it should come out of the group. Observe. And multiple, it's going from 0, the multiple sources it's going. That's also working. That is multicasting we are doing. that you must keep in your mind. Exactly at 3.3. And we defined it 3.3, right? So exactly at 3.3. Sorry. It will come. Exactly. Now you can watch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 3.0, 3.3, 3.1, 3.2. Now you see 3.3. Stop. Right? Now only one is participating in a group. Am I right? Any doubt? You can have how beautiful it is. You can see how beautifully you can put. You can see every it's also stopped and every quantum time it's sending and it's receiving. Why? Because you know distance vector updation of tables. Every quantum time the table information will be keep on update. In beginning also it will do the same thing. No, 0 will do the same thing. That will it will exchange the forward tables from 1 and 2 and it will set ready that. Oh yeah, roots everything is ready. Then it will start setting the. However, the receiver should participate in a group. Right now, this we had walked it out. Then I close this. Right, and I'll come back here. That is Control V. Sorry, Control C. Yeah, yeah, Control C. Now back here. Now, what is the next step? We should find a throughput. This is very important. Throughput, you know that using a trace file, we are going to find a throughput. Now, throughput, just AWK you have to create. Yeah, there's a AWK. Right, take this, Control C. Some mistakes will be there, don't worry about that. Come back here to your terminal. So now what you have to do? Gedit program 4.awk. Are you getting? Enter. Control V. This is a base program we will take. Don't worry about that. Now observe carefully here how a throughput will be calculated. Throughput will how much data has been received at a receiver per second is called a throughput. So average of the data how much received at the receiver per second is called as an average throughput. That we have to explain to you also. Now you can see here how the program is say. This is a wrong program actually to say. So receiver, the column number 1 should be a receiver and they are telling like that who must be the receiver. Column number 3 is source, column number 4 is destination. So destination they are telling it's 2, 3. No, 3 is not at all there in our things. So that means for this what you have to do, once you have to watch that particular TR table. So means sorry TR file. So how will you watch that TR file? Yeah. Back. I think we are at root only. Yes. So prog, yeah, prog4.pr. You open this. Now observe carefully here 500, 500, 500 is there, 500 is there, 500. So packet size is 500. That you have to keep in your mind always. So then how you are going to take it? So 0 to 1, 0 to 2, everything is aerial. You can see. 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0, 1, 0, 2. That is the only thing we say. That is 1 and 2 are the destinations. But according to our program, it's telling 3 and only single destination it's telling. But here, 2 destinations are there. That's why we have to calculate 2 throughputs. two destinations, that is t size 1, or there you can make 1 and 2, not an issue, is equal to 0. This is for second node I take. So first node, let it be the receiver, the destination must be 1. So $6 is a packet size which will be greater than or equal to 100. I'll take, means severe no, it will take 500 only, but I'll take it as more than that. Whatever is there, you take it. So receiver size plus whatever is there. So header size it's going to remove, but here no header concept will be there. 6 we don't need. For TCP only we need that. This actually to say is a TCP program. Done. For first node it has been done. Now what about a second node? Same if statement you take, Control C and put it there, Control V for another destination. For another destination, what is another destination? That will be 2. And what the variable I am going to use here to increment to calculate the size, summation of size, that is received size 1 plus or $6. Good. Now it's we have done. Print received size 1 for just sake we are telling. Print. This is not needed actually to say received size 1. Let's see, after calculating average it will, what is the average here? You can see now the average throughput in a kbps we are defining as in a float. So 0.2 means 2 float numbers we are going to take. Observe carefully, 99 divided by 0. Actually to say our time is not a 99. This is wrong here. 5. Correct? No. Into 8 divided by 1000 to make it as bits. So it will take a bytes then. So kbps it has to take kbps kilobits per second. So 8 by 1000 which you have to take. So this average throughput it will display, and the average throughput in a kbps I will tell for node 1 or a destination 1. I will tell like this, at destination node 1. Correct. Now come back to the second variable also you have to print same formula to calculate throughput. It's correct. So you go with the same statement. Just what you have to do, receive 1 you have to take as a variable. That's it. And here you have to tell it's a node 2 throughput. So we are defining 2 throughputs. At node 1, what is the throughput? At node 2, what is the throughput? So node 2 is worked only from 0.3 to 3.3, and node 1 is worked from 0.3 to the end of the simulation. That is 4.5, which we have taken into the considerations. Now basically, so we will see now how a throughput will be taken into that. Now everything is correct. See what we are taken the things, the packet size we are taken, UDP will always mean greater than or equal to 100, we should check, that's correct. So we are adding up of no header concept here, that's why we are adding up of directly the size payload, and 2 destinations we are taking 1 and 2, right? So for that we are using 2 variables as a received summation of the packets or summation of the data what it is taking. So first one for 1th node, second one received size 1 for second node. So finally we are printing the 2 variables and we are calculating a average throughput. How we are calculating? So the summation divided by end time minus start time into 8 by 1000. Why? Because we should display that in a kbps. Now save this program, close this, both you can close. Now you run this. AWK option F, program 4 dot AWK trace file, that is prog4.tr. Enter now. Very good. We got it. You can see node 1 is throughput is 843.20 kilobits per second. Kilo means you can see kilobits per second it's taking. Node 2 you can see 615. So this is a difference which you can see. Now our program has been completed. So in this way, you have to do the fourth program. And I'll stop sharing. Stop sharing. Any doubts you can ask me now. Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Understood? Understood
Yes.
clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you will tell your friends also. It will be there in a YouTube channel, so they can see the things and they
Okay.
can follow the. Any doubts are there, they can WhatsApp me. I will solve their doubts.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
sir.
thank
Thank
you
you,
very
sir. Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir.